Hello everyone and welcome to the Toasted Tale podcast. My name is Jim Lillywhite Bewley and today we're going to do the fourth in a run of 5 podcasts that are based off old blog posts I made back in 2018. This was from a blog called atownCalledMe.com, and effectively it was a self-development piece of writing, a project I took on to get some ideas out of my head and just to kind of put something out there. The idea, if you haven't listened to any of it so far, and if you haven't listened to any of the previous ones, I'd recommend going back a few to the first of the A Town Called Me ones, and having a listen and seeing what you think. It may make a bit more sense in a sequential order, but in kind of total, the A Town Called Me posts that I put on there was a way of formatting our thought processes and our lives, looking at them in a different way, understanding that sometimes everything around us can get a bit too much, and by taking a step back and almost taking a manager's view of your own life, you can get some really interesting perspectives and make the right decision in kind. So, we are on the blog post 4, which was called Your First Audit, and I hope you enjoy as well. Hello again, friends. Today I am writing to you all with some actionable words of wisdom and advice. We are leaving the ramblings of my previous letters arbeit for 1 week, and I'm going to focus on something that you can do to broaden your understanding of what is happening in your life and town. The basics of an audit are to just record what happens whilst doing a specific task for a certain period of time. Now, the first time you do an audit, I would ask that you do it for 1 day, and that you broadly record the things that enter your mind or press upon your time during the times between waking up and going to sleep. What you're going to need for this then is a pen, a notepad, and I would recommend a Excel spreadsheet, so a computer that you can access a program like that on. And for all those fancy folks who feel as if they're still living in the 1800s, an ink and quill will also suffice. Now, the goal of this exercise is to become more aware of where we spend our time, and what intrusive thoughts rattle through our brains on a daily basis. Now, I appreciate that with a busy schedule, our brains are not usually going to be staying on one topic for very long. You may not be able to record everything that goes on completely. This is absolutely fine. What I would advise is that you try to capture the main ideas, moods, or emotions that you're feeling throughout the day. And if making notes whilst working is not the most practical for you, then maybe making a few notes when finishing work about what happened in the day will help you remember and be a great resource. Your day may look something a little bit similar to this. 8 o'clock. Woke up. Man, I'm still feeling tired as hell. 8:20. Finally got out of bed. Played a bit of Elden Ring for motivation to wake up. 9 o'clock. Left for work. Burnt my toast this morning, feeling rushed. 9:32. Walk into work 2 minutes late. Boss gave me that look again. I hate morning traffic. 9:32 to 5:30, work. And then a few secondary notes here. Busy day today. Customers not being completely moronic yet, which is nice. It's someone's birthday and I see people walking around with slices of cake. The half-eaten apple on my desk isn't feeling as tasty now. Doreen sitting next to me is chewing loudly, again, whilst eating her snacks. I can feel my rage building. Ate a slice of cake. It was from one of the fancier supermarkets and I didn't want to be rude. Martin, who sits on the other side of me, keeps engaging me in pleasant conversation. Feeling easily distracted. Now that I haven't hit my targets today again. Damn. And then going back to the normal routine, 5:36 to 6:05, drives home from the office, may hate evening traffic even more than the mornings. 6:10 to 7:10, watch television while staring at my laptop. Brain had an hour's holiday. 7:30, ready to see a friend that I haven't hung out with in a while. Excited. 9 o'clock, had a great time with friend. Shot the breeze for ages. He has a new girlfriend, which is nice. Food was on the more extreme end of healthy. Bloody tasty, but anticipating feeling like a slug later. 12, going to bed, tired as hell again. Feeling a little anxious about the meeting at work tomorrow, and that I need to prepare for it a bit more. Feel like a slug from food earlier. Finish. Now, if you're able to capture that amount of information in a day, then you now have a whole load of new information that you can use to understand what a typical day in your life looks like. You can now use this information to populate your town as mayor more accurately, placing emotions, feelings, and actions in the different buildings in your districts. If you'd like extra brownie points, you can plot this information into an Excel spreadsheet with the amount of time you spent doing things in the day, and this will be useful down the road when tracking your progress and seeing positive changes in your town. Try this for a day. Give it a go and see what it reveals about yourself. There are many different types of audits that we will surely go into more detail about in the future, but this is a nice general one to get your grey matter warmed up and thinking. I hope you have a great rest of day, and if no one else says it, just remember that I think you're great. Yours sincerely, Ryan Roseblanc, Roseblanc Town Management. And that is how you do an audit. So, in conclusion, just take a day and really focus on where your brain goes to, the thoughts and emotions that hit you throughout the day. Identify how long each of those phases are where you're fixating on something. Understand what percentage of your day do you do certain things for. Understand yourself more. A little bit of self-reflection, eh? So this is the 4th episode of a 5-part series, effectively the opener of A Town Called Me blog, something I put a bit of time into in 2018. They're really nice to get out there. They've been kind of sitting on I really should make a podcast of this category in my life for a fair while now. Hopefully you've enjoyed them and that you found some value from them. If you did like them, then you can actually read all of the other blogs from A Town Called Me. I'll put a link to the blog in the description below. If you enjoyed today's episode, then why not consider leaving a comment, liking, or sharing this show? It lets me know your thoughts about it all, but also helps drive the algorithm and puts it in front of more people's ears, which of course is what we're trying to do here, have people listen and enjoy the Toasted Tale podcast. If you really enjoyed the show, then you can support me financially, helping the show to grow more. I have a Patreon. Members on there get access to all new episodes a week early. You can get ad-free shows forever. And also, if you're a top-tier supporter, then I will be reading out your name at the end of each show. For any future potential Patreon members, I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode again, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon for another Toasted Tale by the Fireside.